Good evening, YouTube. You guys are now watching another segment of the Kali Effect. Today, we're going to be doing the highly anticipated Dark Illusion set review. Now, the Dark Illusion set review is something that people have been very much asking for since I stopped doing set reviews, but I didn't know necessarily how to distribute all of these awesome cards and talk about them and give them the attention that they need. And then it actually clicked on me. Oh, Kali Effect. Why not just split it up into different sections? So this time around, we're going to be talking about the important non-archetype specific or supportive trap cards in the set. And on top of that, if you guys would like to see certain cards reviewed, you might as well just post it down in the comment description. The one with the most likes or the one that I deem that would, probably go next will probably be in the next video. Furthermore, if you guys could give this video a like, it would give me the impliance that I would actually do a good job on the next videos, and especially that you guys actually like this series. But furthermore, let's get into the cards. First, we're going to be talking about Pendulum, which is a counter trap card that debuted in the obvious set of the Dark Illusion. Its effect reads, when monsters will be Pendulum summoned, negate the Pendulum summon, and if you do, shuffle that monsters into the deck. Now, we can obviously see that Pendulum Hole hits multiple monsters because of the parentheses and the S. It says when a monster, and then in parentheses it sounds S, that means it can hit monsters simultaneously summoned. Obviously, it's only for a Pendulum summon. This card is very reminiscent of Time-Space Travel, and while they both have similarities, they have some huge differences. First, Time-Space Trap Hole can be activated from the deck via Trap Trick's Reflation. Pendulum Hole, while it is a hole, it needs to be Trap Hole, and it can't be a counter card to be used via Trap Trick's Reflation. The second thing, a good thing about Pendulum Hole, is that it doesn't require any life points. While Time-Space Trap Hole at resolution, you'll take life points, or you'll pay life points, or life points will be deducted from you, depending on the amount of monsters special summoned from the hand or extra deck. The next best thing about Time-Space Trap Hole that has over Pendulum Hole is that Time-Space Trap Hole doesn't have to hit a Pendulum summon. It can hit monster special summon from the extra deck or hand, while Pendulum Hole is restricted to Pendulum summons. But then, Pendulum Hole comes back with the clutch, being searchable by Guiding Ariadne. So both of these cards have some really good pluses and also some pretty bad disadvantages in themselves. You would have to choose wisely on the cards that you would want to use between those two. Pendulum Hole on its own right is a really good card because it negates Pendulum summons for free. And if you ask me, I think Pendulum cards are going to make a comeback, especially with the Metal Foes coming out. And no, it's not Metal Foe Yang Zing. Next, we're going to be talking about an interesting card called Premature Return. Now, Premature Return I don't think will have any impact in this meta right now, but soon enough it does seem to have some sort of impact in some meta. What Premature Return says is, banish one card from your hand, then target one of your banished monsters, special summon it in face down defense position. Now, me and Alex Simo spent a lot of time, that's right, I said Simo! We spent a lot of time thinking about how this card would work. We didn't think of a good answer. I mean, Premature Return is very limited in the aspect that the monsters that it special summons are in face down defense position. There's a lot of decks that would probably have a field day if it was special summoned in face up defense position at the very least, such as Cosmos. Banishing a monster might almost be free with Cosmo Talent, then special summoning the card that you need, whether it's a pilot or a ship, to your side of the field could be very good to your strategy as well as detrimental to the opponent. The fact that it's a trap card doesn't really mean anything other than you can activate it on your opponent's turn to get a Dark Destroyer's effect off. But the bad thing is that it's special summoned in face down defense position. Now, we can see that Konami has been moving towards the face down defense flip effect things with the renewal of Sub-Terrors and even the Prediction Princess cards. So Premature Return, my apologies, does have some sort of usefulness maybe in the future. The next card I want to talk about is Floodgate Trap Hole, a card that is new in the Trap Hole series. I really like this card, and it's actually prompted me to buy Trap Trick's Reflations. If you guys are selling your Trap Trick's Reflations to the Kali Effect, then obviously just message me on Facebook. What Floodgate Trap Hole says is when an opponent summons monsters, change that monsters to face down defense position. Monsters changed to face down defense position by this effect cannot change their battle position. So it's kind of like a Quaking Mirror Force for the summon of the monster. Now keep in mind, I wanted to put out a ruling that I had to make a couple days ago. If a monster is special summoned, let's say Blue Eye Spirit Dragon to your side of the field, and the opponent activates Floodgate Trap Hole in a response, Blue Eye Spirit Dragon can chain its effect special summoning any of the plausible targets for Blue Eye Spirit Dragon, and Floodgate Trap Hole will not affect the monster. And the reason why I'm saying this is because a lot of players get confused with the S part, whereas the S part is referring to monsters simultaneously special summoned at the exact same time, and not monsters special summoned on the side of the field at the resolution of Floodgate Trap Hole. But with that being said, Floodgate Trap Hole is a really good card. It's, like I said, it's a Trap Hole version of Quaking Mirror Force, flipping your opponent's monsters face down and basically rendering them useless. Well, unless you can tribute something, because then you just tribute the monsters that are flipped face down. While it doesn't necessarily rid the threat, it probably prevents those monsters' effects from being negated. I really think Floodgate Trap Hole is an awesome card, and I'm buying those too, by the way. The next card and the last card I want to talk about is Unified Front. Now, Unified Front, from what I know, doesn't have any great effects, but I wanted to say that it has Marauding Captain, Invader of Darkness, Blazing Impachi, and Gaga Gigo on the card's picture. So the card art is very old, and on top of that, it shows that Konami is increasing this storyline, which is great. Its effect reads, discard one monster, then target one face-up monster on the field. Its attack and defense becomes the discarded monster's attack and defense until the end of this turn. Monsters you control cannot attack directly during the turn you activate this card. Now, this card actually isn't really a good card whatsoever. The fact that you have to discard a monster card to target a face-up monster you control almost seems like a -2. Now, granted that monster's attack becomes a huge amount of attack, provided that you're discarding a huge monster. For example, if you're discarding Obelisk the Tormentor targeting your Effect Veiler, imagine how buff your Effect Veiler becomes. 4,000 attack for a level 1 tuner? That's kind of crazy. I mean, and I guess that's the best thing about Unified Front, but in the competitive scene, this card shouldn't see any play. Ultimately, I think that the trap cards from the Dark Illusion set have some pretty good potential, and 2 of them are already awesome, being Pendulum Hole and Floodgate Trap Hole. I give this set a 7.5 out of 10 so far, and can't wait to show you guys more cards. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, but most importantly, tell me the series that you guys want to see next, whether it's an archetype or a certain subset of these cards inside of the Dark Illusion set. But most of all, you guys should enjoy all of my videos.